Hare Krishna, everybody. I am very pleased to speak once again to our doctors of Latur. Let me begin by congratulating all of you, not just casually, not formally, but deeply and sincerely. Congratulations for being medical students. Do you realize what position you are in today? Out of thousands, you are the one entrusted with life, not just machines, not systems, not any other thing, but human lives. Now just let me ask you something. Please don't answer aloud. You may answer honestly within. What is your true potential as a doctor? What will be your real contribution to the society? Are you growing only as a medical student, or are you growing as a doctor holistically? So let us ask these uncomfortable questions to ourselves. But yes, academic knowledge may it is important. It may give you wealth, fame, it may give you a lot of respect. But tell me honestly, will it give you fulfillment? So a successful doctor may be rich, but a holistic doctor, he is fulfilled, and there is a huge difference. Once a reporter asked me, Dr. Manmohan Singh was also Prime Minister and Narendra Modi is also a Prime Minister. But what is the difference? Now, I I don't know politics. I'm not a politician myself, nor am I interested in politics. But let me extend the same question to all of you. And the question is, what is the difference between you and Dr. Keshav Bairam Hedgewar? I hope all of you know who is Dr. Keshav Bairam Hedgewar. So what is the difference between a degree and a destiny? That is the question. It is not intelligence. It is not education. It is prepared consciousness. Let me say this very clearly. A doctor, a doctor's profession is as noble, it is as challenging as a soldier's life. There is no difference in the gravity of the service between the two. A soldier who is posted at the LOC, the line of control, and a doctor who is posted in the ward of a hospital. Why? Because both of them, a soldier and a doctor, they both deal with life and death situation. They both deal with irreversible consequences. So a soldier who chooses his profession only out of adventure, excitement, without having a well prepared mind and consciousness, he will repent later. If he comes to the LOC and if he is given a rifle और इसको एक बुलेट मारूंगा उस तरफ तो क्या होने वाला है, कुछ नहीं, मार के देखो. And once he shoots a bullet and then thousands of rounds coming towards on his way, a soldier may get bewildered. Similarly, a doctor who enters medicine without preparing his mind, without preparing his consciousness, his attitude, his values, if they are not aligned with the profession, then he will struggle. Not with the patient, He will struggle within himself. So, therefore, ask yourself, have I prepared my mind? Have I prepared my consciousness? Have I prepared my attitude? So, or it's just only by knowledge and skills I've become a doctor. A doctor is a natural leader, whether you like it or not. Society looks up to you as a doctor. You are expected to be humble, you are expected to be simple, you are expected to be honest, tolerant, equanimous, full of integrity. A doctor is not just a professional, he is a role model of citizenship. So, what is the reality, the ground reality of a doctor in his real life? Every doctor, every day, deals with people who are in pain, who are fearful, who doesn't like to come to his workplace, a hospital, a clinic. They are full of complaints, they are impatient, and they complain unjustifiably, isn't it? And they cannot tolerate mistakes that you do. So you have to be perfect. And then comes the relatives. They are over enthusiastic. They are emotional, and they are sometimes influential. So they can give you a lot of pain when they misunderstand things, when they misunderstand you, when they misunderstand the procedures that you are doing, and they can really put you into thick shit. So this is not theory, this is the daily life of a doctor. So, and the pressure doesn't end there. A doctor is a student till the last breath of his life. We know that the science is ever evolving. Science is the technology is it is always upgrading, and knowledge expires. So you must continuously learn, you must continuously have research, you must be updated with the latest knowledge. And where is the time, where is the energy? So these are the challenges of a doctor, and that is not it. Then comes the family. Marriage doesn't double responsibility, it multiplies. So if you get a good wife, of course it's like a boon. But then still, you are now a responsible person. You are responsible for the emotional health of your family, for the emotional health of your spouse, of your children. There has to be harmony of the household. So that is a great responsibility. That means this too needs your time, your energy, your maturity. So apart from that, you have taken a vow, a Hippocratic vow. So that means responsibility. Your vow that you have taken includes patient care. Patient care as a primary concern, then confidentiality, integrity, humility, compassion. Then you have taken vow about the human rights, justice to human rights. You have also taken vow of continuous professional growth. That means again the same thing, study, continuous upgradation of knowledge. So this is full responsibility, no excuses, and no shortcuts. So that is the life of a doctor. It reminds me of Bhishma Pitamaha, a character of Mahabharat, right? When the Mahabharat war it got over, Maharaj Yudhishthir was in full lamentation. He was lamenting that because of him, because of his swarth, his selfishness, there was genocide created, and many women have lost their husbands, their fathers, the, their children lost their fathers, all because of him. And he was carrying that burden of responsibility, and he couldn't forgive himself. And then Krishna, it is described in Srimad Bhagavatam that Krishna, the Adbhut Karmana, he tried to explain to Yudhishthir Maharaj and he failed. How is it that Krishna is being called as Adbhut Karmana, and it is in the same verse, in the same shloka, it is said he is Adbhut Karmana and he failed? How can a Adbhut Karmana fail? Because that same Krishna who was standing in front of Yudhishthir Maharaj, who was explaining him and counseling him to not lament, that same Krishna, as Paramatma within the heart of Yudhishthir, he was telling him, whatever I am explaining to you, don't get counseled, don't agree to me. So this is a super uh, feat of Krishna. This is how he plays his pastime. The same Krishna explaining from outside, and that same Krishna inside the heart of Yudhishthir, asking him not to get counseled. Why? Because he wanted to give the credit to Bhishma Pitamaha. He wanted Bhishma Pitamaha to explain things, explain dharma to Yudhishthir Maharaj. And when Bhishma explains dharma to Yudhishthir Maharaj, he gets completely pacified. So why did Krishna want to glorify Bhishma Pitamaha? Because of his qualities. Bhishma Pitamaha also was a great soldier, and not only a soldier with great tactics and great chivalry and great skills of warfare, but he had a great consciousness. That was Bhishma Pitama. He was Ganga Putra Bhishma himself. He was the son of Mother Ganga. Not only that, he was a brahmachari. Right from birth till his death, he had followed celibacy. In fact, neither Duryodhan nor Yudhishthir, if anyone was qualified to become the Samrat of the entire planet Earth, it was Bhishma Pitamaha. But he kept aside all the facilities and he was only focusing on what was his responsibility, what is his kartavya. So that is Bhishma Pitama. He upheld his vows to such great extent that even when his master, his warfare master, um, Bhagwan Parshuram, when he came in front of him and he told that you must marry, he said, no, I have taken vow of celibacy. Then he said, then you'll have to fight with me. He said, okay. He accepted the proposal of fighting with his own guru for his vows. So that makes Bhishma Pitamaha a very, very noble person because of his vows and because of upholding the vows. And here we are, the doctors. Even the doctors, they take up with the vows, the Hippocratic vows. And a doctor is also supposed to be compassionate. So Bhishma Pitama also was compassionate. When Arjun approached to him, please tell us how we can kill you and win this battle. Bhishma Pitama told him the secret of his own death. That is dharma, that is integrity. So, Bhishma Pitama was possessing this Ichha Mrityu Vardhan. He could die at his own will, but yet, just because it was dharma at stake, he told Arjuna how Arjuna can kill him. So, a life not lived for pleasure, but a life lived for purpose. Similarly, we can see in Ramayana, we talked about Mahabharata, let us talk about Ramayana. So in Ramayana, Maharaj Bharat, how much inner strength he had. We know that Bharat was very innocent. He had no fault, no crime, no mistake on his part. But his repentance for no fault at all was so deep, so grave. He took all the responsibility of the entire kingdom of Ayodhya but did not take any facility. He thought that because of me, Bhagwan Ram, my dear brother, has left for the forest. I am responsible for that. And early in the morning, 2 hours before Brahma Muhurta, he used to go and take bath in Sharayu in that very cold winter. Why? Because he thought that during Brahma Muhurta, if anyone comes and sees his face early in the morning, it will be a bad omen, apashakun for that person. He was repenting so much for no fault, no mistake that he had done. He thought that my dear brother Ram is sleeping on the ground in the forest. How can I sleep in the ground, on the ground? And therefore, he dug a hole, a pit, and he would sleep in that pit every day. So that is the integrity Bharat Maharaj showed. So much love he had for his brother. So much dharma. So this inner purification is very important. Why? Because character matters. It matters more than competence, more than comfort. So therefore, one essential quality of a doctor is that he must have love, he must have empathy, he must have spiritual strength. So, what does a patient need basically? A patient, beyond medicine, and machines, a patient needs hope in despair. He needs meaning in loss whenever he is sick. He needs to feel, to seen and be heard, be understood. A patient needs confidence amidst uncertainty. He needs comfort during drastic change, paradigm shift in the life. His body is not responding in the ordinary way. He needs positivity amidst boredom. He needs freedom from anxiety. So, if that a doctor can give companionship in his loneliness, then that doctor is really a holistic doctor. And especially when the sickness of the patient is terminal, then He may require dignity. He may require peace. He may require honesty. He may require compassion of the doctor. So if that is available with the doctor, then a doctor is really a holistic doctor. So he must be able to give physical care, mental care, and spiritual care. So, spiritual care, what are the lessons for the doctor? Let me briefly talk about spiritual care for doctors. The first spiritual care that a doctor can give to the patient is what I am doing right now: smile. So, smile says that you matter. That is very, very important. Then comes etiquettes. Etiquette means whenever you are going to do any procedure or meet the patient, you ask permission, then explain the procedure to the patient, and then thank the patient for having offered an opportunity to serve him. Isn't this wonderful? It is, that is basically spiritual care. This preserves the dignity. And what is the golden rule? Treat the patient as you want to get treated yourself. So, keep promises. You must listen very attentively. You must apologize if there is any mistake from your side. You must forgive the patient if they are wrong. You must understand them completely. So these are certain things which we should be attentive towards. Of course, excellence in work is very, very important. A person must be expert in his work. A doctor means he must have competence. Competence builds confidence in the patient. So, along with that competence, the mood also should be right. So, what is the right mood? The right mood is that I am just an instrument in the hands of God. That is the right mood. This service which is given to me, it purifies me when I do it. So I serve the soul, not just the body. That has to be understood. I speak to the heart, not to the head. So sometimes, the doctors, they are very, very blunt, which they may not be. A person must speak to the heart of the patient. And of course, a doctor always remains detached from the outcome of his treatment. That is a real doctor. Doctor must give quality time to the patients. Sometimes patients don't need treatment. They need to be heard. So therefore, this sensitivity the doctor must have. So listen without advising, without interpreting, and without judging the patient. So reassuring them, your life has mattered. So this is very, very important. Along with that, not just what you speak, but your non-verbal communication is also very, very important. What is non-verbal communication? Whenever you speak to the patient, you must look at the patient. There should be eye-to-eye contact. It's not that you are just keeping क्या हो गया तुम्हारा, क्या हो गया, कितना आया, कल रात को क्या खाया था. You are just busy writing prescription. That should not happen. We must have eye-to-eye contact. We must have open posture. We should not have any barrier in between. No folded arms. So that body language, it speaks a lot. Or sometimes peering through the glasses. So these are all non-verbal communications with the patient, which we must take care of. And of course, prayers. We must pray. Faith gives patient the strength beyond medicine. So we must pray with the patient. We must pray for the patient. So a holistic healthcare professional such as doctor shows positivity, he takes responsibility, he demonstrates patience, he helps beyond his duty, he accepts criticism also when it is required to, he balances independence with accountability. So such a doctor, he is also emotionally matured. That is a holistic doctor. So my dear friends, my dear doctors, you are not just preparing for a profession, you are preparing for a life of service. So the skills will make you competent, the knowledge will make you confident, character will make you unforgettable. So my dear friends, don't just wear a white coat, deserve it. Let the patients trust you. Let the society respect you. Hare Krishna.